Plymouth at 4 degrees Celsius, Aberdeen at 6, Cornwall colder than Scotland on a Tuesday morning in February. Is your area about to see the most unpredictable weather pattern we've witnessed this winter? Right now, amber rain warnings cover Devon, Cornwall, and Dorset, where over 200 millimetres has already fallen, and I'm telling you in the next 30 seconds exactly when your region faces the next wave. Drop your location in the comments right now, because tomorrow I'll be going through specific forecasts based on what you tell me. London, 8 degrees today, but Wednesday brings significant change. Manchester drops to 3 degrees Tuesday afternoon with a biting easterly wind. Birmingham sits right on the margin at 4 degrees, the difference between cold rain and snow. Glasgow surprisingly mild at 7 today, but shifting dramatically. Cardiff, another 30 to 50 millimetres possible Monday into Tuesday. Belfast, temperatures struggle to climb above 5 degrees this afternoon. Now, let me explain what is happening, because this week is genuinely unusual. We've got low pressure systems stalling across the British Isles, whilst high pressure over Scandinavia acts like a brick wall, preventing these systems from moving through at their normal pace. This creates a battleground situation, and your location determines which side of that battle you are on. The Met Office Unified Model and the European Centre Model are currently showing fascinating disagreement. The Met Office model suggests a flatter easterly wind developing through Wednesday and Thursday, whilst the European model indicates more of a southeasterly flow. This doesn't sound like a massive difference, but I need you to understand why this matters. A flat easterly taps into the bitterly cold air sitting over Eastern Europe, where temperatures have plummeted to -20 to -25 degrees in some locations. A southeasterly flow brings cold air, certainly, but not quite cold enough for widespread snow at lower levels. The UK high-resolution model is definitely more bullish on snow. Let me walk you through what it's showing. Monday evening into Tuesday morning, snow showers push westward from the North Sea into eastern Scotland, Aberdeen, Dundee, and across the Grampians. You are looking at accumulations on higher ground initially. By Tuesday afternoon, this extends to more low-lying areas progressively. Newcastle, you'll start seeing wintry showers mixing in Tuesday evening. But here's where it gets interesting, and I want you to pay close attention, because this affects a much wider area. Wednesday morning, precipitation pushes northward from the southwest, meeting that cold air mass. The boundary sits somewhere across the Midlands. Nottingham, Leicester, Derby, you are right on that knife edge. North of you could see proper snow. South of you stays as cold rain. This boundary could shift 50 miles in either direction, which changes everything. Edinburgh, Tuesday through Thursday, looks consistently cold, with maximum temperatures around 2 to 3 degrees. Those easterly winds will make it feel considerably colder. The Lothians and Fife should prepare for frequent wintry showers. Inverness, you are looking at the most persistent snow of anywhere in the UK through midweek. The Cairngorms will be absolutely peppered. Let me talk about the southwest, because this is where the immediate concern sits. Exeter, Plymouth, Truro, you've already endured relentless rainfall. The ground is completely saturated. Another rain warning extends through Tuesday. The Environment Agency has multiple flood warnings active across Devon and Cornwall. Bristol sees damp conditions with temperatures around 7 degrees. Southampton and Portsmouth remain cloudy at 8 degrees. Brighton and the Sussex coast notice that easterly wind Tuesday afternoon, making it feel distinctly chilly. Now, I mentioned earlier about model disagreement. Tomorrow morning, model runs should clarify the situation considerably. By tomorrow evening, we should have much better consensus on whether Wednesday and Thursday bring widespread snow to the Midlands and Northern England, or whether it remains confined to Scotland and the highest hills. Leeds and Bradford sit in that uncertain zone. Wednesday afternoon could see sleet transitioning to snow if temperatures drop, as the UK model indicates. Sheffield and the Peak District definitely see snow Wednesday. York faces a similar situation, with the moors getting snow whilst the Vale remains marginal. Liverpool and the Wirral stay predominantly wet at 5 to 6 degrees. Chester and North Wales, Snowdonia sees snow from Tuesday night onwards, whilst coastal areas stay as cold rain. Lancashire and the Pennines will certainly see accumulating snow. The Midlands genuinely sits on a knife edge. Coventry, Wolverhampton, Walsall wake Wednesday to 3 degrees with precipitation from the south. If the Met Office model verifies, this falls as snow. If the European model is correct, it's cold rain. Stoke-on-Trent looks properly wintry, with temperatures around 2 degrees Wednesday. East Anglia and the eastern counties face interesting conditions. Norwich, Ipswich and Cambridge sit exposed to that easterly flow Tuesday and Wednesday, bringing temperatures around 3 to 4 degrees, with the risk of snow showers pushing in from the North Sea. These tend to be localised but surprisingly heavy where they occur. Peterborough, Lincoln, and across Lincolnshire, the wolds see snow, whilst lower areas sit marginal. Kent and the southeast remain predominantly wet rather than wintry. Canterbury, Maidstone, and Ashford hold temperatures around 7 to 8 degrees through midweek. Dover feels that easterly wind making conditions raw despite not being exceptionally cold. Oxford sees marginal conditions Wednesday with the Chilterns and Cotswolds getting snow, whilst the city probably stays as rain or sleet. Scotland deserves more detailed attention because you are most likely to see significant wintry weather. Perth and Dundee, Tuesday through Thursday, brings frequent snow showers from the east. Accumulations build, particularly over higher ground, but even at lower levels expect several centimetres. Stirling sits in a slightly more sheltered position, but still sees wintry showers. The Central Belt, Glasgow and Edinburgh face similar conditions with temperatures around 2 to 3 degrees and frequent sleet or snow showers. Ayrshire and the southwest Scottish coast stay milder around 5 to 6 degrees with rain rather than snow. The southern uplands will be white, but coastal areas escape the worst. The highlands face the most persistent wintry conditions. Fort William and the west coast start Tuesday with rain, transitioning to snow Tuesday night. The east coast from Inverness down through Moray faces relentless snow showers Tuesday through Thursday. The islands need specific mention. The Hebrides stay predominantly wet with temperatures around 5 to 6 degrees. Orkney and Shetland are cold enough for frequent snow showers, particularly Shetland, where easterly winds drive showers right over the islands. Northern Ireland, Belfast, Tuesday sees temperatures around 5 degrees with cloudy conditions and scattered showers. You avoid the worst of the wintry weather, sitting in a milder sector. The Mourne Mountains will see snow on higher ground, but coastal areas stay as cold rain. Here's what concerns me most about this forecast. The marginal nature of temperatures means small changes have huge impacts. A wind shift of just 10 degrees, a low pressure system tracking 50 miles further north or south, these differences determine whether you see rain, sleet, or snow. This makes issuing warnings difficult for the Met Office, which is why we haven't seen snow warnings yet, despite the UK high-resolution model showing quite widespread snow. Tomorrow morning S-model runs become critical. The overnight GFS, ECMWF, and UK model updates will show whether they converge on a solution or remain divergent. If they converge towards the snowier solution, expect yellow warnings to be issued for parts of northern England and the Midlands Tuesday evening. For those in areas I haven't specifically mentioned, Carlisle and Cumbria see snow on the fells Tuesday onwards with marginality about whether it reaches lower levels. The Lake District will be white. East Riding of Yorkshire, Hull and Bridlington face that easterly wind, bringing cold conditions and the risk of snow showers from the North Sea Wednesday. Middlesbrough and Teesside are cold enough for wintry showers Wednesday with temperatures around 3 degrees. County Durham looks wintry Wednesday with snow showers likely, particularly across higher elevations. Northumberland, Newcastle and the Tyne Valley face properly cold conditions Wednesday with an easterly wind making it feel sub-zero. Snow showers affect the area, particularly Wednesday afternoon and evening. The Borders region looks consistently wintry Wednesday and Thursday with snow showers driven by easterly winds. Friday brings a potential pattern shift. The cold air mass starts to degrade as low-pressure systems approach from the southwest. This could bring milder air surging northward, but it also means any snow that has fallen will turn back to rain, potentially causing localized flooding where snowmelt combines with rainfall. This is particularly relevant for areas around the Pennines and southern uplands. The southern counties from Canterbury through Winchester to Bournemouth stay predominantly wet rather than wintry. Temperatures hold around 7 to 8 degrees through midweek. Hampshire, Dorset and Somerset continue with damp conditions Tuesday, gradually improving Wednesday, though staying grey and gloomy. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room. The longer range forecast beyond Friday remains genuinely uncertain. I could show you ensemble charts suggesting bitterly cold conditions developing into next week with temperatures in Scotland dropping to minus 10 degrees or lower. I could equally show you ensemble members suggesting mild Atlantic westerlies returning with temperatures back to 9 or 10 degrees. This bifurcation in the forecast creates real problems for planning. What I can tell you is this: check back tomorrow, because the overnight model runs should provide much better clarity on the Wednesday and Thursday situation. Check back Wednesday because we'll have better insight into the weekend and beyond. This is an evolving situation where small changes matter enormously. For planning purposes, if you are in Scotland or Northern England, prepare for the possibility of wintry conditions Wednesday and Thursday. Have winter tyres if you are driving in affected areas. Allow extra time for journeys. If you are in the Midlands, be aware that marginal conditions mean you could see either rain or snow. Further south, you are predominantly looking at continued wet weather with the southwest gradually improving through Wednesday. The Met Office will update warnings as necessary. Yellow warnings for ice remain in force across Northern Ireland and parts of Wales into Tuesday morning. Rain warnings continue for the southwest into Tuesday. If snow warnings are issued, they'll likely appear Tuesday afternoon or evening once models converge. I mentioned sudden stratospheric warming earlier. This deserves brief explanation because it affects the longer range pattern. The stratosphere high above where our weather occurs is warming rapidly. This can disrupt the polar vortex and sometimes leads to cold air spilling southward across Europe and the UK. Sometimes. Not always. The correlation isn't perfect, which is why longer range forecasts remain uncertain. For those asking about February overall, current thinking suggests continued unsettled conditions through the first half of the month. Whether that cold and unsettled or mild and unsettled remains the key question. The pattern doesn't look particularly settled either way. Right then, let me bring this together. Monday night, ice risk across Northern Ireland and parts of Wales clears Tuesday morning. Tuesday daytime, continued rainfall across the southwest with flooding concerns. Eastern Scotland sees increasing wintry showers. Tuesday night into Wednesday, the critical period where cold air potentially extends further south, bringing snow risk to northern England and possibly the Midlands. Wednesday daytime, marginal conditions across a wide area. Snow for Scotland and northern England likely, Midlands uncertain, south stays wet. Thursday, cold conditions persist across northern areas with snow showers continuing. Friday, the pattern potentially shifts with milder air approaching from the southwest. I've covered over 40 locations today because I know how variable our weather is across this relatively small island. The differences between Glasgow and London, between Dover and Aberdeen, between Cardiff and Edinburgh matter enormously when we re-dealing with marginal conditions. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back with updated model guidance. I'll go through the overnight GFS, ECMWF and UK model runs. I'll show you where they agree and crucially where they still disagree. I'll have more confidence on whether Wednesday brings widespread snow or whether it remains confined to Scotland and highest hills. For those who've left their location in the comments, thank you. I'll go through those tomorrow and provide more localized detail for your specific area. If you haven't commented yet, do so now, and I'll include you in tomorrow's update. Wednesday evening, I'll provide another update focusing on the Thursday situation and the developing weekend pattern. As I've stressed throughout, this is an evolving situation. Tomorrow S forecasts will be more accurate than today S. Wednesday S will be more accurate than tomorrow S. That's simply the nature of forecasting marginal conditions where small changes matter. I genuinely appreciate you watching and trusting me to guide you through this rather complex weather pattern. The uncertainty is frustrating, I know, but I'd rather be honest about that uncertainty than give you false confidence in a specific outcome. Check back tomorrow morning. We'll have much better clarity then on whether Wednesday brings you rain, sleet, or snow. Take care out there, particularly if you're in flood-affected areas across the southwest or if you're traveling across Scotland where conditions are already turning wintry. I'll see you tomorrow morning with the latest updates.